I know I have so many games going on right now and I really should jump across other things, but I really want to see the new stuff in this game. I really want to become OP. Oh, I still have my display capture from the other day. Does that mean that's on for this layout too? No, it's just the one layout. Okay. I want to see the new content. I want to become OP and have all my options and stuff. And at this point, apart from one last session of Ghost of Tsushima that I keep on putting off, even though I really, really like that game, this is honestly the easiest thing on the game schedule to finish off at this point, is what it's kind of like. Hello, Lamortis. How's it going today? I assume well. Train Museum today, and all the excitement has run its course now that I'm home. Would that be like more historical things, more modern things, kind of a mix of both? Or what's going on there? I've been looking into more things with this game in terms of how to break it in ways that I never really considered before. I mean, the way that I broke Xenoblade Chronicles X in the past was very basic. Just get like an infinite overdrive setup going and like offensive stance, blossom dance, and stuff like that, and get a whole bunch of damage. But I didn't really consider other ways to, you know, other ways to kind of optimize the setup in terms of things like building up count. How do I build up count fast? And I think I've figured out how to build up count really fast now. Like this. There, maxed out. This isn't really the best example of a foe to be fighting here. But I don't actually need to build up count anymore. I just kind of max out overdrive the moment I activate it. And it is an expensive setup. It takes 2 of my skill slots and all 5 of my armor augment slots to do that. But like, that means that I can get straight into murderizing. Right. Is what I can do. Whoa. I don't even, wow, I can't even. Very nice. Okay, we're too strong here. These are not good examples to be doing this against, but like, the idea is there, the idea is shown. And if I can start doing that with like offensive stance, blossom dance, then things are going to be great. So the main focus of this stream is going to be tunnel visioning towards blossom dance. Because once I can do offensive stance, blossom dance after immediately popping a max overdrive count, I think most things in this game are just going to die. And I think I'll probably beat my record of the last time I played through this game. The final boss, final phase, died in 38 seconds after I activated overdrive. I can probably do it in under 10 now. Like, it's certainly gonna be something. Both, but mostly historical. Turns out the golden spike the museum has is not a replica like I thought, but actually one of the 2 originals. So I saw a legendary American artifact. Am I dumb for not knowing what the golden spike is? That sounds cool though. Oh, already answering that before I was asking it. Nice. Golden spike is some of the most legendary artifacts in American history. Okay. Would that have been like some of the original kind of railroad stuff from ye old days? So I think I'm gonna do Nagi's time this stream. Oh, I need me, Elma, and Lynn for that. I gotta get out the boring guy, the psycho bitch, and I forget who the last person in my party is right now. Is it the racist? No, it's the, will I ever stop excelling kind of full of himself guy. Let's see here. Some of my skills are running a little bit low on fuel. I got to level 60 since last time, so I could put on whatever equipment I wanted. And then I went into the shop and looked at my gear that I just had around, trying to see what kind of good stuff that I could put on. And I lean towards this stuff because it has treasure sensor. It's not half bad. It boosts my potential, so I'll get more damage off of my TP arts. And treasure sensor is just going to help me in the long run by giving me more drops. So it'll help with like just long run stuff, me getting more stuff as I play the game and all that. But to get augment slots on these, it costs like 24,000 Moranium. So I got it on a couple things, and then I just put on like what the most convenient things to put on were in terms of gear that I already had that had a slot. And then as I get Moranium in, I might just switch to my things that I was buying there when I can actually afford to to put a slot on there. I think it's 26,000 Moranium. So I can basically put another one of these on per tick. So I'll get these on sometime later and get my treasure sensor stuff. But I have all these on. So anytime I activate overdrive, it gives me 500 TP. Overdrive costs 3,000 TP to activate. So by having 5 of these, which took a little while to craft, by having 5 of them, I gain 2,500 TP every time I spend 3,000 TP to activate overdrive, so it basically only costs 500. And then I have one of my skills being used towards that purpose as well. There's a skill that boosts the entire party's TP by 500 when activating overdrive. So I still need 3000 TP to activate Overdrive, but it's basically free, and I can just spam the button, activating it over and over again, and boosting my count by 12 every time. So here's the 2 skill slots that are being used for that. Just more damage with my arts there. I could just go into Mastermind and probably get a better boost. More damage, and just to make sure that I'm built up for, like, safety's sake, I should be fine. I mean, I'll be at max. I can spam a bunch of purple arts if I need to build it up. Yeah, let's take this thing off. I think I'll do. Golden Spike is what was driven into the final rail to finish the Transcontinental Railroad. It's the connection of the east and west coast. Okay. The one driven into the ground is at another museum, but the one in the museum I went to has the other one the guy who commissioned the spikes had for himself. It's pure 24k gold. Jeez. So more about WoW kind of factor rather than being like the best possible spike that it can be, I imagine. What are other damage? I mean, this could be good for utility, just because I'm worried about like my TP being a little bit lower than the maximum would normally be, and it's like, man, if I'm not already at like 3000 for the next go, then it just has me in a bit of a safe place. There's literally no point in running this like anymore like this. Hello, Emerald Finder. I'm doing pretty alrighty here. Just big chillin', boost range attack. Sure, let's do that for now. We're breaking the game today. Also, speaking of breaking games and planning stuff out, Mortis, once again, like, big thanks for sending me all this stuff on Dark Deity 2 with different classes and stuff. Because I finally took time earlier today to, like, look at my characters and think, what makes sense for everyone long term, and, like, planning that out. And I think I have a decent idea now. So I have classes decide for people, and I can keep on playing Dark Deity when I get around to it, when I'm not doing, like, this here. I'll probably do, like, a session of Fire Emblem 6 before the next Dark Deity stream, just for a little bit of back and forth, but Xenoblade X for now. But I have plans when it comes to Dark Deity now, so I went back into our DMs and downloaded all those images and stuff, and, and had a look-see at all that. Speaking of Discord, I think I'm, marked as invisible in there right now. May as well be visible, so that shows I'm streaming. And I am getting notifications from the best freedom of speech platform ever, X, about people liking my tweet. Welcome, because the first class guide YouTube video came out today. I got you that info on launch. Okay, well, I guess I could have referred to YouTube then in that case, but I didn't. I referred to our DMs. That's what I ended up referring to. What else was I about to say? Oh yeah, in terms of, before I do Nagi's time, whatever the heck thing we're Bob. There's a couple differences when it comes to crafting augments in this game I've noticed as I've played it. Your info is better, like it shows more of the things. Is the video just like a general kind of stuff? Or, plus it's super exclusive, that info. I've noticed that, like, for one, I mentioned this during a previous stream, but I noticed that the cost is greatly lowered. I think they divided the cost by 3, is what I think they did compared to the original game. So it's a lot more reasonable to grind for this kind of stuff now. Plus, you can also track the items, which is really, really nice. So in terms of grinding this stuff, I essentially, that's the wrong button there. In terms of grinding this stuff, one of the materials, I went around this spot right here, where there's a whole bunch of guys that look like they're plants on the ground, and like you step on them with a scale and they'll all aggro. There's like 4 of them, and I just kept on flaming them with Phoenix over and over again. I could not find where the hell these guys were, so I just got that material elsewhere. I don't believe I got that one there. I for sure got this one here. I got one in Sylvelum across like the crocodile guys here, which are like level 50 something. So I would go up against them in a fight, and like my allies would immediately die. And thanks to the power of the interwebs, I found out that the thing that I need, the Tersqual eel kebab, is drops from the head and the tail appendages. So I just went around targeting the head and tail appendages and just kept on breaking them with all the crocodiles. When I'm down to fighting one crocodile, then I go aggro another crocodile, kill the previous crocodile, whittle down the one guy a little bit, break either the head or tail, move on to the next crocodile. So I just persist in like the infinite overdrive, since I didn't have like the setup yet of just being able to get infinite overdrive on the spot. So I needed to build up my count and keep it there. So that's what I did there. And then the last item I got from Caldros, there's these guys that like fly over lava, and you can break some appendages to get the alluring Lophid extracts. They're a little bit tougher, and the drop rate isn't amazing. It was like 25% on appendages. There was a boss over here that was like level 62 that had a lot better drop rates on it. I think it was like 50% on the different appendages. But like, with my current setup, without having, like, Blossom Dance, Offensive Stance, stuff like that, he just took forever to kill, so it just wasn't efficient to be killing him. So I killed him once, and then I was like, this really isn't worth it. And, like, I tried with these guys, but they're over lava, so I can't just do, like, my ground setup, run over and kill them over and over again. I need to, like, bait them out from the lava to the ground each time, and it just seemed like the most annoying thing. So that was the item that I decided not to grind. I just spent, like, all my material tickets. So now I'm at, wow, I'm getting a decent few material tickets now. I'm at 450 material tickets, and I was at, like, 2,800 or something like that before, so I spent most of my material tickets to get all the things I need, so I could get this build online, so I can just, like, destroy things for the rest of the game instantly, without having to worry about, like, build-up ever again. So, yeah, that's how I ended up doing this. That would have been something that would have taken a lot longer to grind in the original game, because stuff used to cost a whole lot more, and the original game was way more grindy, and I'm really glad that they made things so much easier in this game. Also, I don't need to track the things anymore, because I'm never going to need more than 5 anyway. How do I disable the... I'll disable it in a second here anyway. But yeah. No, it's better because it was mine, fair enough. So yeah, I'm going to laser focus on getting Blossom Dance, because now that I can immediately activate, like, max overdrive just on the spot, which doing so will also, like, max out all my party members' TP, considering that skill there. I want to laser focus on getting Blossom Dance. That is going to be very important here. So it looks like I'm going to need to have the trio in here. I may as well assign skills to you guys really quickly. Barracks Hangar here, Iceberg, let's go ahead and give you to Elma, like that, and then Breeze here, let's go ahead and give you to Lynn. And if I didn't need to beat the game to get level 60 skulls, I would totally be buying some level 60 skulls right now, but alas, it'll probably be a long time before any one of my skills hopes to, like, rival what I can do on the ground anyway. Yeah, let's go ahead and do Nagi's time, is what we'll do. Let's see it.
Someone here to visit.
Is this about a new mission?
Yeah.
What's wrong, Commander? You don't sound like your usual self.
If Mustache Friend have troubles, maybe Tatsu can help.
Right. We're alone here, yeah? Just your team?
Yes, just who you see here.
Okay, then. This mission is sensitive stuff. Need to know for your ears only, etc. Alright?
What is it? Did something happen?
I won't beat around the bush. Nagi's gone missing. It's been 6 hours since we lost contact. He was out inspecting the Lifehold remains we found in Primordia.
Wait a sec. He did not go out there alone.
Haven't seen him in a while. Maybe he got addicted to playing Xenoblade Chronicles
Their
X.
last transmission was in combat with the Ganglion, and then nothing. Which I'm sure you'll agree does not bode well.
At the same time, we don't want to jump to any conclusions, especially ones that could start a panic.
I am... Look at me. Look at me. I am the captain now. I got a heart with Lynn with that.
Obviously most qualified replacement.
Would you two kindly shut the hell up? This is serious. Look, I'll do my best to keep this under wraps while you check it out. But we need you to hurry. Find him.
Understood. We'll leave right away.
Nagi's time. After setting off to inspect a piece of the Lifehold, Secretary Nagi dropped out of contact. Investigate his whereabouts with utmost secrecy. I think this is the quest where you see a cutscene of Nagi being badass. Memory serves. I could be wrong. It could be his other thing, but I'm pretty sure it's that. I recognize that voice actor. That man is voiced by Darren DePaul. Okay. I don't know if I've heard that name before, but I really quite like his voice in this game. But, Vandam is voiced by Darren DePaul. Partially. They recast him in this game. So, I think it takes place in Oblivion, I don't remember. They recast him in this game. In that, all the stuff that was in the original Xenoblade Chronicles X, they, like... Okay, well, maybe it sounds faintly familiar then. Sorry if I'm not remembering. My memory just is shot sometimes. Anyway, all the new content is a new voice actor. So all the old content that was already like in Xenoblade Chronicles X before with the original Wii U title, they just left as is with the original voice actor. But the moment he speaks in a cutscene in like one of the new missions of this game, he just sounds completely different, and it's jarring the fact that across different cutscenes he just sounds clearly not at all like the same person. Because I mean, he's not at all the same person. I don't know if the other voice actor tried to do an impression of him or
last transmission came from.
what, but
Right.
it doesn't
His
hit the
escort team
same.
had arrived, and they were engaged with a ganglion here.
But Tatsu not see anyone.
Elma, I'm picking up a residual heat signal. This battle must have went down recently.
One interesting thing about Xenoblade Chronicles X is how all the bits of the life holder are shaped like the conduit from Xenoblade Chronicles 2, or the Zohar from Xenosaga. Another thing that was never explained with the original game, but maybe will be in this game if it actually ties things together after Xenoblade 3 confirmed that this game was somehow canon, so I mean, we'll see here. Darren DePaul jump scare. Yeah, until you do another quest, like, I gotta switch my input over here. Let's see the, oh, here, I'll just mute the game like this. It's gonna disconnect me from online if I, hit the home button. I don't know what words are sometimes. Where's the, new skell on the block? I think it was this one. If I go to this on YouTube here, ignore the fact that we were doing the mirror and swim team at this point in the playthrough, because, like, I have to do a bit of swim team stuff in both. But this was, him there. If you can actually hear things.
Aha, there you are.
What the hell? Why is the game so quiet? Did they recast him?
We just received an urgent request from Granada GG. It's direct from their chief engineer.
That is so he has two very different voices depending on like what you're currently doing. If you're doing the old stuff, then Darren DePaul. If you're doing new stuff, then whatever the name of the new guy is. I see I've received his UM here. Voice actor spotlight, Darren DePaul. Okay. It's a good looking guy there. So you're real because Darren DePaul is Duma from FE Echoes. Oh, interesting. Very commanding presence in that game. Guess we go here. Hi, Nagi. How you doing? But yeah, so he sounds very, very different in the new content. I don't know why they recast him. Maybe I'll look into that at some point. I know I said that like last stream, but...
Is this all you, sir?
It wasn't enough to save them. I lost soldiers. Good ones.
Those Harriers were your escorts, sir. Keeping you alive was their mission. I'm sure they have no regrets.
He never would have let this happen.
With respect, comparing yourself to those who are no longer with us won't get you anywhere, sir.
But Tatsu is glad Secretary is safe. Team Tatsu should hurry and tell Mustache Man.
I suppose you're right. Do me a favor. Head back to the city and file a report on all this.
You're not coming with us, sir?
There's something I need to do first.
Sir. It's nice to be reminded we've got a leader worthy of the position.
I'll hang on to these until you're all revived. Until then, rest well, soldiers.
Oh, that's it. Secretary Nagi survived, but there are many others who are not so lucky. Okay, I'm thinking of another mission in terms of, like, Nagi being really badass and stuff. So you literally just go and talk to him. Wow, like, shortest affinity mission ever. You learn the longsword art, True Stream Edge. Wow, that was actually just the easiest affinity mission ever. I didn't even have to fight anybody. I just went there and talked to him, and then I got him recruited. Wow, that was easy. Division, new LA Defense Secretary. But hey, at least that means we're getting through some stuff faster here. Duelist Plus. Also, it's occurring to me that I can turn the camera tracking thingamabob back on here and get an angle a little bit more central. I turned it off the other day because took a break from Xenoblade Chronicles X the other day to do another planetary thing of Helldivers 2. And I'd like to just be on my torso rather than seeing, like, my hand going around aiming and stuff here with the camera. But I don't have to worry about that because I'm using a controller with these games. The White Whale's former captain, Nagi, is now Defense Secretary of New LA. He is a plain-spoken individual who looks upon his blade brethren with warmth. He is also an Iai Jutsu Master and rumored to be the best combatant in all of Blade. Nagi is a skilled warrior capable of engaging several enemies at once. He uses a unique style based on the Duelist class. Cool. Look, there he be. One more character that I can recruit right now. And I think, I got a thing. Sweet, I'm almost 50% in Primordia. A thought that went through my head that I don't know if I actually said or not, so I might be repeating myself, but hopefully I'm not, is during that last cutscene, I wanted to say that while I generally like his voice acting, the actual character seems to have like one facial expression and that's it for the most part. And I was gonna say that, and then I think I got distracted with the fact that the Affinity mission ended so dang soon. Chunky water FPS water looks good, but at what cost? Yeah, honestly, in terms of the frame rate, this is like good compared to how this game gets sometimes. The way this game gets on the Switch, especially when I'm in the middle of overdrive, like, my god, I actually feel like I'm playing Pokemon Scarlet and Violet half the time. It is unbelievable. Also, I think that there was a clip that I saved of, speaking about my grinding thingamabob. Yeah, that's where I grinded the thingamabobs. I was gonna show, like, what my thing here was. I should have mentioned that when I was farming against the crocodiles. Is this what I was doing, if anyone remotely cares about that. And this is how I was able to get, like, the immediate overdrive activation build that I currently have. Actually grind against these guys, flame the plant-like guys over and over again, super easy peasy, and then reward tickets on the last thing, because the last thing seemed like the most annoying thing ever. So, yeah. I do wish that the things that you had down there remained being tracked, even when you went over capacity. But at least even when you're over capacity, it says that you're over capacity in there. So if you just remember the enemies that you need to grind against, you can see for like the exact number that you need. So I needed 30 of each thing. So I could just check with this until I was at like 30 on the different things. Really want to play this game, but when everything runs as fast as Blight Town on the Xbox 360. Oh god. That's definitely a visual there. Oh, this is where I find those kinds of guys. I think that's what the guys that were in Caldros that I was initially going to farm against look like. I don't know, because I never actually farmed all that much against them because I quit and used reward tickets instead. They're not marked by my map right now, so I guess not. Guess not there. Xenoblade Chronicles X is really good, but yeah, in its state on the Switch 1, again, like, I'm going as hard on this as I am because I'm a big fan of Xenoblade Chronicles X and I really want to play the new content. But I do admit, this is really not a great experience, honestly. After the Switch 2 comes out, and if this game really does like run better on the Switch 2, which I'm sure it will, and if there's that 60 FPS patch in the code that people have told me about that lets it run at 60 on Switch 2, then I would highly recommend this game. One of the best open world games, like, I feel like I've ever played, if not my favorite open world game that I've ever played. It's so good. This game is so much fun. But man, does it ever perform like shit on this console? Like, it is not a great gaming experience. So Switch 2, would highly recommend. I'm really looking forward to seeing what it's like on Switch 2. But as is, it is a fantastic game. But man, the performance is crap. It's really bad. Never seen how Blighttown ran before the remaster? Yeah, I remember seeing clips of that and just like how cursed that is. And speaking of things running like crap, we're about 1 week out, a little bit less than a week out from Last of Us Part 2. We're gonna see the moment of truth, or if it's completely broken. And if it is, if I have another game to add to the schedule, and I'll hopefully be through with Xenoblade X by then, because I don't really have a massive ton left that I need to do. Harmonia. Heck of a time. You'd be so kind as to drag me out of here. Oh yeah, I toggled off headgear, so now it looks like he doesn't have glasses. Okay. Our quick thinking never ceases to impress. Once again, I find myself being overzealously courted by a number of eager ladies. I think I'd be used to it by now, but I'm most certainly not. Had I been satisfied living the life of your everyday Joe Pathfinder, I suppose I could have avoided this. But alas, this is the price one must pay to be the elitist of the elite. But I'm sure I'm not telling you anything you don't already know. As a fellow elite, you must struggle with this sort of thing yourself, yes? Yeah, so he's very full of himself, but at least he thinks really highly of you two, and he's like, we're both so cool and awesome and amazing, aren't we? I imagine the good gentlemen of New LA must hound you relentlessly and without pause. Admit your popularity with the opposite sex, say that doesn't really happen to you. I'm dreadfully sorry to hear that. What could the people of NLA possibly be thinking? After all, there are other perfectly desirable people here besides myself. Yes, well, I fear this is no time to be a leisurely discussion. You must drag me out of here at once. Please feel free to use as much force as you're comfortable with. Then it will be you whom the ladies blame for my abrupt departure, and not I. In this way, we can spare them a little bit of heartbreak, which is but the classy thing to do. I'll see that I make it up to you later. Complete HB's heart-to-heart, a troubled man. What? Why is it going into this screen? Like, what? Can I just back out? Did it want me to add HB in that moment? Like, I am very confused. I think that's a... Why is there alien wreckage here? Just... Oh, maybe, yeah. This probably spawned after the battle of the chapter a couple chapters ago. Because I don't remember that being there before. Yesterday, Digital Foundry put out a YouTube video complimenting this remaster, showed side-by-side footage versus the Wii U version, and where lots of detail was added, such as in the town here. But for some reason, the cutscenes now have more washed-out black coloring. Huh. Did it say anything, like, I'll have to check out that video sometime later. Anything about, like, the frame rate and performance? Because I don't actually remember how well the game performed on the Wii U anymore, because it's been so long since I played the Wii U version. Now the frame of reference in my head is Semu from my playthrough several years ago. So now I want to play this game at 60, and then here I am playing this game the way it is, and like I probably wouldn't have as much issue with like the performance problems if I hadn't done that Semu playthrough. If I was going right from Wii U into the Switch version, I probably wouldn't have as much issue with the performance here. But as is, I definitely have issue with the performance. I mean, it's definitely not as bad as some games. I mean, I think my go-to example nowadays for like a game that's just constantly slowing down is probably Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom, where it's like it's 60 FPS if you're standing still. If you're moving, the frame rate dips. It depends on what area you're in for like how much it dips, and the game speed is tied to the frame rate, so it feels like you're going slower. It feels like you're running through water, and it just does not feel good to play Echoes of Wisdom, honestly. Here, let's put in some people that I can work on like some support with and stuff. Here, sure, I'll put HB in. Is what I shall do. Like, it's quite the slog and terrible feel playing that game. Like, look at this. I'm not feeling that now. There are definitely some sections where what the heck? Is that on the Manon ship? There are definitely some sections where I do feel like I'm running through water in this game, and that it's, like, super sloggy. But at least it's not always like a game like Echoes of Wisdom. That might just be on the Manon ship. Wait, why would he be on the Manon ship? Isn't he, like, super racist? Posted in the Discord, I think they didn't discuss the frame rate much. They may not have noticed it as much as you have. And again, like, part of that might be due to, like, me playing on Semu. I'm sure another factor is also the fact that I'm trying to, like, do crazy overdrive stuff throughout this game, and it feels like overdrive stuff is some of the stuff that lags this game the most, is the impression that I'm getting here. What the heck? So, like, maybe they were doing, like, just general, like, casual play, going through, like, some story missions and a bunch of stuff. In which case, you probably wouldn't see as many performance issues compared to if you're trying to break the game in two with, like, crazy overdrive stuff and as... Oh, yeah, I forgot. I have to double tap it now. Trying to get as much stuff going on at all times like I try to do. Where the heck? Oh, he's out here. That is the wrong button. That's the button to disembark skells in the original game, so it keeps on throwing me off. Hello, Harmonia. I've just been straightening out a ne'er-do. He performs no useful function for New LA. He complains about his lot in life constantly. Therefore, I took it upon myself to set him straight. At the end of my lecture, the young hoodlum attempted to tackle me. I was pleased to see he still had some spirit. Follow-through was quite lacking. If he continues to score on the duties that have been assigned to him, then something must be done. So, he tried to attack you, you criticized his form, and you gave him a talking to, like, okay, Uncle Iroh. I'm considering taking him outside the city on a blade assignment that demonstrates life or death stakes we're dealing with. What do you think? Very least, it should give him a renowned appreciation for what it means to live within the high walls of New LA. Well, what if you get the man killed? Allay such fears. I will look after him. I believe he needs us to stand in another man's shoes to learn who he himself is. His incessant indolence and discontent are born of a belief that he lacks the power to effect change. There are many ways a New LA citizen can contribute without ever setting foot on a field of battle. It's all about spirit. If I can find a way to get through to him, I believe he can change. The moment I berated him was the moment I accepted him as a student. So then, what would you consider to be an appropriate first assignment for this delinquent? Send him out to defeat a tyrant. Send him out to gather collectibles. Send him out to maintain order in New LA. How about that? Bah, you coddle a man. How could one who knows no order of his own possibly maintain it for others? I think I'll give him an interceptor job instead. The experience of risking his life should illuminate all sorts of truths for him. Well, I'm going to bring him to the maintenance center. The good doctors are able to patch him up. Begin his blade assignment at once. Cannot wait to meet the man he's about to become. Play Bose's heart-to-heart mastering self. Oh, we got Hope's second heart here. Let's see here. Which is funny because Warframe is an incredibly insane game with how much shit you can get on the screen. Runs better on the Switch than this. Warframe's on the Switch? I didn't even know that. They got Warframe running well on phones, which feels like black magic. Another game that surprised me is present on phones. When I was playing Assassin's Creed Valhalla and looking into stuff with the next game on my list being Mirage, apparently Mirage is playable on phones as well. There is a version on the App Store that you can download of Assassin's Creed Mirage, only on like pretty newish phones. Yeah, I know, right? Like, what? But I was about to say the most recent Assassin's Creed game. I guess the most recent Assassin's Creed game is Assassin's Creed Shadows as of the past couple of weeks because it released on the same day as this game. But the second most recent Assassin's Creed game is playable on phones, on mobile devices. I know it's a much smaller game than like Odyssey or Valhalla. Mirage was originally supposed to be another DLC for Valhalla, but they were like, let's just make it like a whole separate game and have it be like more like the previous Assassin's Creed games where they're a little bit shorter, more confined experiences. But they got it running on phones. I don't know how well it performs on phones, but there is a version where you play it on phones and you just have like the touchscreen buttons for like basic attack and movement or something. I just saw screenshots of it. I don't know how it works, but like it's very odd. Jose sounds like hyper-capitalist who doesn't know the struggles of the common man. Yeah, I think he's the one that kind of has a hard time putting himself in other shoes. Hope you can get the heck out of here. Sure, let's put Alexa in here or something. Evening, huh? Oh, I got Moranium. Sweet. All right, let's see here. Afternoon. Let's just see here. What have we got? Let's not do a fusion dance this time, preferably. Evening. Did I just set to afternoon? Oh my god. Evening. I don't know what time points are. Alright, no fusion dance this time. Good evening, Harmonia. What a surprise to see you here. I'm actually waiting to meet someone. Sorry I arrived late. Oh no, we had an appointment to meet today? Oh dear, I didn't see that on my schedule. Must have completely slipped my mind. I'm so terribly sorry. You're lying, aren't you? Don't be a jerk. Anyway, I'm here to have a little fun with Ada. She's going to take me shopping for clothes, and then maybe pick up some fertilizer for my flowers. After that, she's promised to buy me dinner. Can you do that all in one day? Have a wonderful time. Thank you. I hope everything goes well and we have a lovely evening. Alexa can't decide what way she wants to look. Ada has promised that we'll be dining on the finest steak in New LA, so it'd be rude of me to not try and thoroughly enjoy it. I will strive to be as uninhibited as I possibly can. That's Ada over there. I should be going. I look forward to working with you again soon. Played Hope's Heart Girls Night Out. I got a personal patch, a couple personal patches. All right, well, next up, maybe I'll do Manhunt, because that's another one that is required to do to beat the game anyway. And this leads into the next character that I recruit. I don't know if I recruit her immediately, or if it's like a quest that I do after this one, or what exactly it is. Are there restrictions on my party members on this one? No. What do my party member slots look like? Okay, it'll probably be Elma and Lynn in cutscenes, as long as the cursed glassesless HB isn't in the slot there. Maybe I put in my new character to be the one that appears in cutscenes. Nagi, sure. Sure, Alexa, you can come along on this mission. That sounds good to me. But yeah, I'm pretty sure this is one of the requirements to beat the game. Even if it's not as another character recruit, so it's important, so I'm doing it.